What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bean Eater Buzz. We're going to do this trade deadline show again that we did last year. We're going to be covering up to about 6:30-ish, somewhere around there, because we know that there's always deals that kind of trickle in right after the deadline hits. Let me fuck with this a little bit. I should have done this earlier. My bad. Anyways, Colleen, how's it going?
It's going good.
Did you rush home to get to do this, or
No, I work from home today.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I'm glad to do that. Shit,
so I was like, I'll log off and then we'll be good
Let
to
me go and get the link so I can post this. Okay. All right. There's apparently somebody already watching, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so Colleen and I were just talking about Erod telling the Dodgers to go fuck themselves. That's pretty
so
shocking.
funny to me. How did they not figure that out before they had a deal in place? How do you fuck up that bad?
Trade deadline season is crazy, man. Shit happens.
Wow.
When's the last time we actually saw somebody say, "No, I'm not doing that"? And
I'm just like, how much do you have to hate a team? When there's a chance you could get a ring.
It's the
Dodgers.
What
I mean?
And he's a starting pitcher.
No.
It seems like most pitchers dream of going to the Dodgers or the Rays or the Guardians or apparently the Braves too, but I don't know. It's so weird being on this side of being the best team in baseball now because
I actually hate it. Oh, notification.
Yeah, I do too. And because a lot of people are like, they're always talking about how good we are and shit. And it's like, that's awesome. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah, no. I hate it's like apparently the Braves had like a 25% chance to win the World Series. I'm like, no, please, no. Give us a 1% chance. I don't like being the favorite. The favorite doesn't always or doesn't usually win.
Let's go. Just gonna... Sorry. I'm bad at multitasking, guys.
Yeah, I have like notifications on for like
I'm trying to tweet the link. So
okay, you do that.
X-eat?
I won't talk.
What does that mean now? I don't know. How the fuck do you say that? Is there anything going on that I'm missing?
Who? What?
Is there anything going on that I'm missing right now?
No, I think we're just waiting to see.
All right.
I don't think anything we could talk about stuff that's already happened.
We were just another thing. I see Jazz Chizomi is in here.
Chizomi,
our homie. We were just talking about that burger deal. I love that.
I don't know if we're actually live. Then that's a great deal for the Marlins. Terrific deal for the Marlins.
They, from what I saw, they only gave up Eder. Is that correct?
Is it how you say it? I would have thought Eater, which I thought was funny because they gave up Eater. Burger Eater.
No, that's great.
I don't know how you say it though.
Now if it's Eder, I'm gonna be really upset because that joke's fantastic. You would think of some shit like that. You're always going up with shit.
I'm always like, if there's a pun, I'm gonna find it.
Oh, dude, yeah, you have the greatest puns. Jazz, is it Eder or Eater?
It's
Eder, right? I presume it's Eder.
Yeah. Somebody who's a Marlins fan.
Yeah.
Is it Eder or Eater?
Let's see. Who else was I sending this to? All right. So, Jake asks, would you be fine not making a move with the roster as is? I feel like Braves Twitter is overreacting to that possibility. I mean, I don't know if I'd be fine with it just because I know what Alex has said about that in the past, that I think it was 2010, his first year with the Blue Jays, he didn't make a deal at the deadline and went down to the clubhouse after the deadline, and there were a lot of unhappy faces in the room. So I worry about that. But everything I've heard from Alex and Matt, not Alex, excuse me, Austin and Matt, Austin Riley and Matt Olson is team's happy with who they got, and they added Brad Hand this morning. So
yeah, and I was fine with the Brad Hand move. One, because we needed like another like middle relief lefty.
Yeah.
And two, I had never heard of that prospect. And like I'm familiar with the Braves prospect, some more than others, but
I had heard of him, but
never heard of him.
Just in scrolling. Like it wasn't I mean he's still what's his name? Casey Kallich or Kalich, whatever the hell I guess that legend's name was. I don't know how to pronounce it, but man, he won us a World Series, if you ask me. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd be upset as much as I would be kind of shocked. I think
I think a little bit of shock, and I think I'd be a little bit disappointed. Not because the team isn't good; the team is great. I just think this is a chance to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to make now a move that could make an impact. You know, like if he goes and gets somebody who's just going to like be the Odorizzi, that's not really going to be. It's like,
yeah, that's not going to move the needle for me. Anyways.
But the prices are apparently exorbitant.
Pretty insane.
Yeah,
pretty insane.
And now you have Eduardo Rodriguez, Jack Flaherty, potentially Cease, so I'm sure it's sky high for him. I would adore that. And apparently, I don't
think Cease is getting moved.
Probably not. It would have to be a package that they love. But apparently, I don't know if you saw in Bowman's like newsletter about how the White Sox liked.
If you guys can hear those stairs above me, I apologize.
The
White Sox like Schuster.
When they were talking about Lance Lynn. So apparently, they talked about Lance Lynn, and the White Sox asked.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
So I'm like,
that is a weird person for them to want.
Right. So I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea what would take, but I'm like, if you put Schuster and Grissom, because they could definitely use it, a guy like Grissom. But I think it would also include like Smith-Shawver probably.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going back up. It's Eder. Okay. So I'm assuming you're saying that I'm saying it right, Jazz. So let me see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything up here. Anybody else say anything?
Yeah, we're just shooting.
Yeah, Sergio said go get Eduardo, Alex. Yeah, that's insane. And I think it really opens up a possibility for the Braves to go ahead and make a move. Yeah. Now, the Diamondbacks and the Orioles are still there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, both of those teams can definitely make better offers than we can.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Benjamin, what's up, dude? We want Grissom be considered a top 100 prospect or fringe if he hadn't used up all his prospect eligibility. He was a top 100 prospect.
Who's this?
Grissom.
Oh, yeah.
Grissom was a top 100 prospect, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks, like a week or two before he hit the number of plate appearances to not be a prospect anymore. He then got placed into the top 100. I don't think he was very high, something like 70 something. So yeah, I would presume he'd probably still be in the top 100. I don't think his defense has hurt him that bad, because I think he was okay at second base. I mean, Metrics
at second, I think he was fine.
Yeah, I thought so too. Metrics didn't like him, but also at the same time, he'd never played any second base prior to that.
Yeah.
Like he barely played any at all. So he did pretty good, I thought. So I don't think defense is hurting him that bad. Now, as a shortstop, he's definitely valued. He would be valued higher than he would be as a second baseman.
Yeah.
So I mean, that could hurt his value some, but if he had not passed that threshold, he'd probably still be a top 100 guy. He may have dropped down in the rankings, but he'd still be in there, I think. Colin Holderman.
I mean, he's the guy. I mean, it would make me sad if we traded him and or AJ Smith-Shawver for a rental. But that seems like that's what the price is, and that's why it wouldn't surprise me if AA comes back and because I think he's going to be on the broadcast tonight for the game. If he was just like wasn't a deal there that we felt was going to impact us enough that was worth, mortgaging that type of talent. But It's with the expanded playoffs now. It's going to be like this every season, though. Like that's just going to how fewer teams selling and more teams. There's going to be more demand for the talent that's available.
But I think there's a pretty simple way to fix that, and it's just push the deadline back a week.
Yeah,
or
I
two.
saw you would say that, and I saw someone else say the same thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have less time, as well as teams having a better idea.
Right, you're not going to get as much back for those guys. Yeah.
So there should be a little less demand. And
so there might be, teams might be even less likely to trade. So that's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Jazz. August 15th would be the better day, I guess. Or another person I saw say that they should just bring back the waiver deadline.
Yes.
Which also makes a ton of sense. And somebody said, well, what has ever happened at the waiver deadline? Verlander went to the Astros the first time on the waiver deadline. So stuff can happen, and it's a little bit different for sure.
Right. So the waiver deadline. So we can, if people are DFA'd, can you still claim them that way, or you can't even do that after?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I thought so.
They have to be they have to be within the organization by September 1st, or they can't participate in the postseason.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So that's why the waiver deadline was always August 31st.
Yeah.
And if guys got moved before then, but it gets really complicated when you're putting a bunch of different guys on waivers to try to clear them through so that hopefully you can trade them. And it's like, I don't know. It's
Matthew, I had the same thought about with Rodriguez with the opt-out, and I'm wondering if that's complicating things because he's potentially a rental, potentially a guy you have if he doesn't opt out that you have for 3 years. So
yeah, but I think that would be for Alex. That would be like best case scenario because it's only 3 years,
like,
49
I feel like
million.
It's like depending on the team, like who's to say he's not like, yeah, I want to go to the Braves and I won't opt out because I want to be on the team.
Yeah, or he says, yeah, I want to go to the Braves. I'm not necessarily opting out, but I would like to try to restructure this contract before the end of the season. Like, I mean, I have to assume that there's a lot of guys who would be very happy to come to the Braves. I'm sure Brad Hand is like fucking stoked right now. Like,
right.
He just went from
it has to be so cool at the trade deadline. You're on the Royals or the A's or the Tigers, and someone's like, hey, you're going to cut to Atlanta. Like even Nicky Lopez, he knows he's not going to play every day, but to know like, hey, I might play once or twice a week or pinch run a couple of times, but I could have a shot at a ring. I'll take it,
And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see Nicky Lopez play here and there.
I hope we do down the stretch
because he's a much better
guys
defender.
Rest and we have a big
can
division
at least
lead.
Do something with the bat.
Like,
don't get me wrong. Sorry, adjusting. Sorry. Charlie, whatever. Charlie is Charlie. I love Charlie Culberson as a person. I know everybody here probably thinks that I think he is the reincarnation of Hitler. I just don't think he belongs on a roster anymore.
Who's this?
Charlie Culberson.
Oh. Jesus.
No, I said he's not. I said he is not the reincarnation of Hitler.
Okay.
He's not.
I was like, wow, you really, really hate him.
No, I love Charlie
with the passion of 1,000 suns
as a person.
Right. That's the thing. Charlie's fine. I don't have a problem with Charlie as a person. Fine. Great guy. Everyone loves him. That's not my issue. Tyler O'Neill. Is Tyler O'Neill hurt?
No, I don't think so. He was there for a little while. I think he's been playing.
He's back now. And Brandon, you're absolutely right. Braves X will burn to the ground. I've already had people being like, oh, if we don't win tonight, we're going to get swept. I'm like, let's relax. Do we forget after one game that this offense can do what this offense does? Let's relax.
Oh, is Sherina
But you're right. If we do end up getting swept,
oh my gosh, I can't believe we didn't do this. Why are you guys worried about that? It was supposed to be Strider versus Ohtani, and Ohtani's injured. Like, that's not. Or no, Ohtani was supposed to go tomorrow.
Really? Because Giolito.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ohtani was supposed to go tomorrow, but But there was also some speculation as to whether they would actually let him pitch in Atlanta because of the heat.
Yeah, he's not only cramping and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they skipped his
spot, so that's why they're skipping his start. It did not. What's that? What's going on?
So Benjamin called them Chirinos Cheerios.
Oh, Cheerios. Okay. I don't think that Chirinos looked that bad last time out. I know some people disagreed with that.
Yeah, he did great, but we won the game. Like, I never doubt
the Braves
with this team. Have we not learned to just go with the flow with this team? This team can beat anyone.
Yeah, they can beat anyone. They play down to their competition too sometimes. Like, look what we did with the A's. Like, people were laughing at us then, and then we just went on a stretch where we won 25 out of 29 games, and everybody kind of had to shut the fuck up for a little while. Flaherty to the Braves.
Joseph, are you just saying things, or?
Yeah, I know. Like, what?
I'm looking did I miss a notification? But you also said Erod to the Braves. And then also Flaherty. So I'm like, okay, you're just, I think,
White Sox are getting Lewis. Wait, for what? What are they?
I guess we all have notifications on for these people.
White Sox are getting Lewis
for cash.
Luis Patino for cash. Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when that guy was supposed to be the next guy.
Well, that's who they sent for Snell. They got him for Snell, right? Or one of the guys that the...
No, they got Xavier Edwards, who is actually now with the Marlins. He got traded to the Marlins.
No, Luis Patino, wasn't he part of the Snell trade?
Oh, he might have been.
Yeah.
But I know Xavier Edwards was part of that because I'm pretty sure
Xavier Edwards... They were talking about it earlier on MLB Network.
Was the guy that they called the slapdick prospect, or that Snell called a slapdick prospect. No, it wasn't in the Snell trade. Excuse me. That was in the Tommy Pham trade. Because Tommy Pham got traded to the Padres, and then Blake Snell, when the Rays got Xavier Edwards back, he said, "We're just trading this guy for some slapdick prospect," and it was like, that guy's your teammate now, bud.
Have fun.
Maybe you should shut the fuck up. See, I think Braves pitcher is too bad. Yeah, I agree with that, Jazz. I feel like Braves pitchers are much more relaxed because they're like, oh, this lineup could score.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody comes out and scores, I don't know, a run in the first inning, and it's like, I don't know, naturally as a fan, we're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Why'd we have to give up a run in the first inning? And then the Braves will come out and score 6 in the first inning.
And just in general, I know I tweeted that a couple of weeks ago, but I was like, they're so apt to get the runs back. It's like it's like whether it's like you're down 3, then they score 1, they'll score that run again to be up by 3 again. Or it's like, a team ties it, then they just score it again. Or twice against the Brewers when it was going to hit the game tying home run. It's just like you're down by 1. It's like there's no reason to worry. You just feel like they're going to get the runs back. They don't always, but there's no reason to feel like they can't. Yeah, even last night when it was 3-1 in the 8th, you're like, it's. Once it was 4-1 in the 9th, I wasn't as confident, but
right, yeah.
2 runs for this team is
2 runs
nothing.
Feels like nothing, yeah.
Anyone can hit a home run, so you just get a guy on. You're like, okay, now we have a chance.
I love how in the thread, Primetime says, "Do y'all think the BP is set?" And then Benjamin immediately says, "Can we fit another bullpen arm?"
I think unless they're somehow out of nowhere, Hater is available or something. Right. I do think the bullpen again.
Hater
never
Bednar,
know. They can be like, "Oh, here we got Bednar."
Go all in on that if you can. Yeah, but
I think
the pin is
with
pretty
Lee
good,
and Minter now back, Lee coming back, Chavez potentially.
We've
now they
still
got Pierce
Anderson
Johnson
potentially coming back.
Anderson could come back. Yeah, I think we're probably.
Dude, Johnson looked sick last night. That curveball is nasty.
I was waiting for that run to score and people to blame him, though.
I know. I was too. Did you see that
slow
pitch?
As shit.
Did you see that pitch, though? Did he hit? Was
that's the thing, too. That wasn't even a good
neck
pitch.
high and a foot outside. I don't even know how the fuck he hit that thing.
Right.
It's pretty crazy.
No, I know Hater's not available. I'm giving an example of something out of nowhere, like a Glacius last year, which we didn't even think of. Yeah.
I don't trust anything AJ Preller says. Yeah. So, Hater might be available. Who knows? He's probably not.
Right.
But Preller's a weird motherfucker who does a lot of weird fucking things.
He's a madman. And in a bad way, too. He's a madman, but in a good way. Preller's a madman in a bad way.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude, he has completely wrecked what was a number 1 farm system.
Just, this was an opportunity for him to say, let's build back up the farm. You could have gotten a haul for
and
just Snell and Hader.
We're gonna buy, and it was like, dude, you're 5 games.
And then he was like, Rich Hill and G-Man Choi, they'll move the needle.
Oh man, dude, like if you're a Padres fan right now, and you woke up today and you were like, we're buyers, and then you got G-Man Choi and Rich Hill, and don't get me wrong, I was like cool if the Braves got Rich Hill because the Braves are really good. And like Rich Hill would just fill like the 5th starter, whatever. But like the Padres were like, no, we're buying. And then that's who they got. And I was like, oh, wow. People said Johnson is the new Luke Jackson. I love Luke Jackson, so that's fine. But yeah, I mean, it kind of fits. His curveball is very much like Luke's slider. Yeah. Well, the Orioles do anything.
Like you could see last night, Darno got a workout trying to like hit those balls that get in the dirt. So that's the only thing is like you got to make sure that the catcher's ready.
Right.
If there's a runner on.
Oh yeah, there were a couple balls that like you could tell Murph was not. Oh, it was Darno.
That was Darno last night. Yeah.
That's why it happened. Yeah,
but that was the same thing with Luke Jackson, where there were so many that just
no idea.
So I can totally see that comparison.
Yeah. Padres had to go for it. Jazz, I disagree with that. I mean, like, I get that they have Soto.
Couldn't swallow his pride. That's all it is.
No, yeah, that's what I agree. Like,
then that's where, like, you know what? It's just. Did you see the meme earlier? It was like the 2 people sitting on the bus, and one's happy and one's sad, and it was like Mets 6 games out of a wild card spot, Padres 5 games out, and they're all happy. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and you know what, dude?
But it's so true. It's like, what?
Credit to the Mets because, dude, they have fucking slayed this deadline.
Yeah.
They have done a great fucking job.
Because that money's nothing to Cohen. Nothing. It's
that
pennies
money
in his pocket.
Shit to him. But what he did was he essentially built the farm system that he came in and said, I want to have this level farm system. Mm-hmm. And he built it.
Did you see the article with Max Scherzer on what they told him? And do you think
no, but I did see somebody say something up there about him shitting on him.
So apparently he had asked them like, oh, are you going to be signing players like in the off season and competing next year and stuff? And they basically told him like, no, we're not going to sign anyone big this off season. We're going to look forward to like 2025, 2026. Oh, and but people are saying, was that to get him to like the option that he had that he like already had accepted to stick with the Rangers? Like, I think that was the sticking point, was that like, was it an option, opt out? I don't know what it was, but it was something where
he had an opt out.
Did they lie? Yeah. And he already took it for the Rangers for next year.
It was basically, he had a player option for next year is essentially what it was.
Yes.
Which a $43 million player option, like, come on, bro. Like, didn't matter what the fuck they said to you. You were exercising that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't going anywhere else in free agency that was going to give you $43 million after the year you've had this year. So I don't know.
We had a Mets fan on here. Some guy on the internet. If your name's different than what your name is on Twitter, let us know who you are so that we know who you are.
I don't know your name, bro. Typical Mets fan, right?
Yeah, Benjamin Pack, I know you.
Yeah.
Chizomi, we know you.
Yeah.
That might be all that I know. Brendan Stanley, I know you. I'm going back up through the comments to see the names that I recognize. I thought I saw Michaela on here.
Yes, she was up there for a second. I don't know if she's still in here.
Yes, Michaela's here. Yep. I know Michaela. Smoke, I think I know. And it could also be people that follow you that don't follow me, so it's possible that I...
Fam has left the facility.
I don't think I know you, follow me.
Who is Fam?
Following you, let me know.
Where'd Fam go?
Oh, yeah, I just saw a tweet that said...
Like he dipped?
He was in street clothes and popped into the office. It was Mike Puma, I believe. I think I scrolled up, so I don't have it now. But
man, what time is it? It's 5:28. We got 32 minutes till the deadline.
There's still names out there, man.
Rangers are talking about Austin Hedges.
Yeah, this is from Mike Puma. Tommy Pham poked his head into the manager's office and left the clubhouse in street clothes. No word yet that he's been traded, but the signs point that way.
Someone just told me we have a racism zone. Oh my god, he's talking about the fucking chop house. What a fucking idiot. Some people are so fucking stupid.
Following you back. Saketh?
Did you follow me, bro? Or have you been following me? Do I know you? Dude, I'm an asshole. Name, I'm so sorry. I feel like a dick.
Yeah, the Yankees, I guess apparently all 29, there's been 29 teams involved in a trade except for the Yankees.
Wow.
So.
Rangers just got Austin Hedges.
Okay. He's very good defensively, but he stinks.
Very good defensively, though.
Yeah.
Colton Wong's possibly traded.
How about then they want Grissom? Give us Gilbert? Easy. One for one. One for one.
I mean, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Would they?
559, Soto, Hader, and Snell. Boom!
Okay, why y'all doing that? Apparently, the Twins...
I'm unhappy. I like Lopez. I think Hand and Johnson are going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd like us to do, like, I'd be happy to do something else. If we don't, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, how dare you? But I know a lot of people will be like, I can't believe you just... Like, do you know how many teams would love to be in our position?
Yeah, 29 of them. 29 of them would love to be in our position. If Cobb is available for Grissom straight up, dude, I would do that in a heartbeat. Alex Cobb is having an excellent year. I don't think he's available, though.
Yeah.
Because the Giants...
What have the Giants done?
Dude, they're sneaky good, though. I feel like they've made a couple trades.
They had to because the Yankees are the only team that haven't been involved. But I don't know what they... Yeah. Oh, they did the AJ Pollock.
Michaela, I don't know about Charlie, like 3 days ago, me and Colleen were talking about this on Twitter, and I
don't see them for the going price for pitchers.
Had a good year.
Yeah, he really.
But then he has a start like last night where it starts out and you're like, dude, we're fucked, and then he ends up going 6 and giving up 3.
Right, which was
fine.
Yeah,
that's right. They got
Mark Mathias,
yeah,
Pollock.
That's right. Yeah,
and Pollock. Yeah. Pollock,
I don't know why they got Pollock. I thought that was a weird one. Oh, yeah. Jazz said that they didn't need Pollock. They didn't need Pollock. I don't know what they were doing.
This tweet from Joel Sherman. The Rangers have obtained Austin Hedges from the... What is that? We've obtained him. What?
Let's make them sound even more like commodities instead of people.
Yeah, Twins looking at righty bats. Fam, a possibility. I have notifications on for every like Heyman, Nightingale, Passan, Joel Sherman,
of both Pham
Morosi,
and Rayleigh to the Twins. That would be a pretty good trade for the Twins, dude.
That would be.
Yeah, Michaela, you're right. It's like Chuck is just one day he'll go out there, dude, and you're like, he's back. You're like, there's 2021 Chuck, he's back, and then he goes out there and shits the bed.
It's just that the thing is with Charlie. I know I said this another time. Is right now with Fried and Wright injured, it's we need him to be a number 2, and he's not. If Fried and Wright are in the rotation and healthy, and he's your 4 or 5, it's fine. It's just that we need him to be better, and he isn't that guy anymore.
Sorry, I'm whistling. I do that when I'm.
Don't worry, I randomly make noises too. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's.
So that's why
I love Chuck. I love him,
but I think he'll be here next year. Yeah,
but I think he will be here next year.
Even if it's something where they renegotiate it. Again, but even 20 million, he's got 2 WAR so far.
Yeah, he's already had a better year than he did last year.
Yeah.
So if he finishes with 3 F4, that's a pretty good value for a $20 million pitcher right now.
Absolutely.
Wait, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'm reading the Max Scherzer thing now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing about Charlie giving up 3 runs is if we had scored 7 runs, you're not hearing people say oh, what's wrong with Charlie? Charlie sucked. You know what I mean? But because we scored 1 run, it was larger because he didn't, go out and shove and pitch a complete game. So.
Yep. Who's been the most clued in writer? Yeah, dude, Feinstein's been all over it today, dude. I've seen him.
He's been on
the first on a lot of shit today. Yeah. So, what's your opinion on Brad Hand? I think it's a really good pickup. He is like completely shutting lefties down this year. I think somebody said he had a 0.7 ERA against lefties this year, which is like
Brad Hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like obviously now with the 3 batter minimum, it's harder to have like that like loogie type role.
Right, that's fine.
But they'll do their best, I hope, to like have him, if it's lefty, righty, lefty coming up or something, like try to put him in those spots.
Right. Well, also like, I mean, Brad Hand he's not a terrible pitcher either. Like he does okay, whatever, outside of lefties. But
yeah, and he's closed before. He was a closer.
Right, he was a closer for Cleveland. But like one thing that I like about that trade is for a long time we were like when we had multiple lefties in the pen, when we had Dylan Lee and AJ Minter, it seemed like we tried to use Dylan Lee as like that prototypical like lefty specialist. But the thing is, Dylan Lee is elite against right-handers as well. Like, dude has like one of the highest chase rates in baseball. And we weren't able to use him that way.
Yeah.
Because we needed another lefty to get lefties out early in the game. Now with Brad Hand, we can use him that way. And then we can utilize
5th or 6th.
Yeah, Dylan Lee can be utilized later in more of a high leverage situation. And
there's nothing wrong with having more options.
Upgrades the bullpen.
I mean, 2 weeks ago we had no lefties, or whenever it was that Minter was injured. So it was like now to have 2 and then potentially 3 soon is a good thing.
Speaking of lefties in the bullpen, can we talk about how hilarious it is that Alex Anthopoulos traded Taylor Hearn for Nicky Lopez?
It's so funny to me because I feel like there's like the spectrum of people who it's like the people who are upset by every trade, no matter what you get or give up. And then the people who are like, everything is like the best trade that's ever happened. Right. And I feel like there was people who were like upset about that trade. I'm like, there was literally zero reason for you to be upset about them sending a picture. You probably were tweeting that we should DFA 2 days ago.
Not even 2 days ago, 12 hours before that trade. Like people hated that guy so much. Did he even get an out? I don't think he got an out, did he?
I think he got one because he didn't have like an infinite ERA. He had like a 108.
It was rough. I know.
I think he got 1 out.
I actually wasn't paying attention when that happened. And I went in the other room and I came back in and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
I remember my mom texted me. She's like, oh, brother. Like, we had to use Iggy in a game. We had like a 7-run lead.
Yeah. It did suck. But that's, that's what it is. I mean, that's part of the reason why Alex went and got Johnson and now Brad Hand, obviously. I mean, like, I don't want people to think that like we're thinking like, oh, Nicky Lopez is a game changer. Like he's not, but
he's what we needed.
We literally had Charlie Culberson in that position. We didn't play him because
we actually have a guy that could start game. Like his bat isn't that great, but his defense is elite. Like he's a guy who could start. He can play every position basically. He's played first base the other day, which I wonder if he played first base because there was a possible trade. And they were like, oh, play first base today. Because the day he got traded, he played first base the first time. But he can play third, shortstop, second, left field, first base. He could probably cover right or center if you needed him to. So
he said he found out when he came off the field.
So but I'm just wondering if there was talks in the front office and they were like, can he play first? And they were like, oh, put off. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I obviously have no idea. But yeah.
Dude, it's gotten really quiet. Wait, what did the Rangers do now?
Joel Sherman, expectation is that the Cardinals will still trade Jack Flaherty. It's 5:38. We need to get moving on some of this. Let's get moving.
Yeah, but like in the past, last year, dude, like this last 20 minutes was kind of wild.
Yeah, I also can't wait to see the takes if we don't do anything else. It's kind of going to bring me pleasure. Like, yes, honestly, I want to do more. Let's not say like, oh, we're fine. Funny. But if we don't do more, it is going to be kind of funny to hear people act like we're the worst team in baseball and aren't still the favorites.
Braves fans, I don't know if you guys know who Nick is, but somebody asked on Twitter, who's your game 3 starter right now, Bryce Elder or Charlie Morton?
Right.
I mean...
And like I said earlier, it's like I know that Anthopoulos isn't naive enough to assume 1 health or 2 production down the stretch for any Freed or Wright or Morton or Elder or any of them. He's absolutely trying to get a pitcher. It's just, it might be extravagant ask, and he's just like, is it worth that? But it also is, because I'm like, we have a good chance at getting a ring. Like, do it.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Like, the way I feel is like, if you know that, hey, like, I don't know, we don't know really if we can trust Charlie in a postseason game. Like, don't get me wrong, he's ground chuck. Like, they're gonna give him a postseason start.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him start before. I don't want to see him start an elimination game. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, he did that last year.
Yeah. Yes, he did. And I don't want to see that again. Yeah. It did not go well.
No, that whole series didn't go well. That series I've kind of erased from my memory.
Yeah, I don't really remember too much. I know that he actually started out pretty good from what I remember. But then he took another arm, didn't he? Yeah, he took another line.
I barely watched that game. Like even the Strider start, I barely watched those 2 games.
Okay. Yeah, Grissom's in the Stripers lineup. Yeah.
The Strippers lineup. He didn't say Stripers.
Oh, he did say.
Maybe he's just waiting outside the strip club.
What's that famous strip club in Atlanta everyone always talks about?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember the fucking name of it, though.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you come to an Atlanta Braves podcast where the 2 hosts don't live in Atlanta.
Yeah, neither of us live in Atlanta.
We don't even live in Georgia. So
Jordan's barely Southern, and I'm
kind of
at all Southern. You're Southernish. That's
sort of. I'm sure there's sometimes when people are like, "Well, there's a little twang in there."
Like, I feel like if you're from like
Magic City,
Alabama, like if you're, I don't know anyone who's in the like chat is from like the actual South, but do you think Virginia is the South? Like, I don't really necessarily consider Virginia the South.
The part of Virginia that I am in is the South.
Is the South? Okay.
Yeah, like we're south of the Mason-Dixon. Like, there's trucks driving around with rebel flags flying off the back, and like, it's rough.
TBS. A little wild. So my dad started rooting for the Braves in the 90s.
Yeah. I grew up in Florida, so if that gives you any idea, yeah.
So I think there's a lot of us. There really are. You go to any game in Philly, game in at Citi Field, anywhere. I mean, you watch the games when they were in Arizona. There was tons of Braves fans. Cincinnati, tons of Braves fans. There's really so many Braves fans.
Cincinnati. There's a shit ton of Braves fans in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
My dad's from Cincinnati,
which makes sense because it's like not far from like Kentucky, which is like, I feel like there's so much of that's like Braves country.
Right. It's just that that Braves country, just like corner of the country, is just carved out. And
nice, Michaela. Truist is awesome. I went to the last series against the Mets last weekend, last season when we swept them, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I fucking bet it was.
Man, it was so awesome. I'm going to the game next Friday at Citi Field.
Oh, cool. So. I would love to go to a game this year. It's not going to work out. It's tough when you have a baby who has a shit ton of problems going on.
Just a baby in general, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, did you see what we updated about her recently?
I don't know.
So we had to go last week to Charlottesville, and we found out she actually has like this super rare chromosome deletion. Yeah, which is what caused her heart condition. It causes all kinds of other shit too. Yeah, it was pretty weird. I mean, it's not like anything like, life-threatening outside of the heart condition, obviously. But yeah, it's pretty eye-opening to figure out like that it was actually something like that.
So what's like the prognosis on something like that?
So it's
just more of an explanation, but it's still the same in terms of.
Yeah, like, I mean, she, like, one of the symptoms of it is like low muscle tone in her legs. So she might have some issues with her legs in her life and stuff. And then like, just like little weird physical things. It's nothing that's like life threatening outside of the heart thing. But I mean, she's made it through that. And like, they don't, Her heart's doing great, so
Good.
they're not worried about that shit. But yeah, I just didn't know if I had told you about that. It's pretty.
No, I don't think
pretty weird because we didn't go up there. Like we thought we were going up there to do testing. We thought that was the whole reason we were going up there. And they're like, "Oh yeah, so you guys know about the chromosome deletion?" Then and we're like, "What?"
I was like, "Oh no,
what are you talking about?" We're like, "We don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, so that one. It's still happen after 6.
Yeah, what's the logistics on that? Like when you have to like put the stamp down of like trade? I don't know. Like obviously some come right at the deadline or after. Like
Mets negotiation on Tommy Pham, Adam Ottavino, and Brooks Raley.
All could be moved. Jesus, we have 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost here.
How did we meet? We just met on Twitter.
This guy said he'd rather.
We've never met in real life.
This guy said I'd rather have my face eaten by a dog than listen to Beans.
Yeah, I have notifications on for like literally like 8 of the people. So my notifications.
Yeah, I do too. I've got Morosi, Feinsand, Rosenthal, Heyman, and Pass, and then of course the Braves because they're their own.
Yeah, the Braves account.
Yeah.
And because they're so apt to like, spill their own trades first. And we're like, oh, maybe it's something. And then it's like, we'll donate to for every home run. We'll donate. I'm just like, okay, that's great. But no, that's not
that's what I want to say earlier. Like, you motherfuckers, can y'all wait till after 6 p.m. or actually wait till like 8 p.m. to post that shit? Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Alex is probably sitting there and they're like, okay, at 5:45, you're going to post this. And they're like, really? Shit, all right, no.
Or he's like really is done, and he's just sitting there like, I know they're all waiting and nothing's happening.
Yeah, yeah, I'm done. Matt Olson is crazy underrated. Fuck yeah, he is.
He's gonna get MVP.
We won't know until the Braves post. Yeah, you're right. Dirty Birds. I dig it.
No, the hand one actually. Some of the reporters had that first, surprisingly.
Actually, yes, they did like an hour before the Braves reported it.
Yeah, it's weird obviously there's other teams involved and that's why they can.
I think it's harder. I think it's harder for Alex to keep things under wrap at the trade deadline because like Soler was reported by John Heyman before anybody.
And I remember passing with the Richard Rodriguez like right after or right at that. I'd have to go back and find
it was,
but it was.
That
I remember
and Soler
like, oh
were both right after the deadline. Yeah.
And what's funny is like that was the trade I was the most excited about was getting.
I should have had Mish's noties on, dude. What we got?
Yeah, I have them for all those people as well. But after today, I'm gonna get rid of them just because it's.
Oh yeah, dude.
Ridiculous. But I just in the last couple of days.
I had to turn Justin Toscano's off because he would.
Yeah, the Orioles not doing anything is weird, which makes me
that's
think, what's going on for like Rodriguez and Flaherty right now.
Who knows?
Like there's it's very strange that we might end this.
Watch Rodriguez stay put, dude. Like that would be a huge flop.
Yeah, just because he didn't want to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
but you wonder like if the Dodgers trade didn't.
The Mets have traded Tommy Pham to Arizona.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I don't have that one.
Are making some moves, dude.
I guess whoever tweeted that, I don't have it.
It's Andy Martino.
Oh, okay.
The only reason I put his noties on is because I knew he would have everything on the Mets. And I was interested in what was going on with Justin Verlander. And he was updating like every hour on the Justin Verlander thing.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them were in the now on it.
Reds, Orioles, and Braves held on their chips. Jazz, I know you're saying that, but I'm telling you, dude, Alex is known to go right up to the deadline and pull some shit.
There are still executives who believe the White Sox could trade Dylan Cease.
Wow.
I want him so bad, but the Orioles getting him, I'd be fine with. I'm like, just don't go to like the fucking Dodgers. Or if it was the Orioles who got him, I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm rooting for them.
I think somebody up there said that
yep, Chizomi. Jazz Chizomi's here.
Flaherty to B&O, like I think that Jack Flaherty, if you're an O's fan, that would be like a bummer.
An O?
Oriole.
An O's fan? Is that what you said?
No. That's
I missed something of what you said.
Some guy on the internet here.
Yeah.
I think it's
to be an
O.
Oh,
he said, gotta expect either Erod or Flaherty is going to be an O. And like, yeah, Erod would be cool, especially because he said apparently that's why he turned down the Dodgers. He wants to be on the East Coast. Somebody said that up there.
Well, I mean, the Braves are an East team.
Atlanta's pretty much on the East Coast. I mean, Savannah is only a number of hours away.
They do have their spring training in Florida, which is on the East Coast.
That's
sort of. It's kind of the west of Florida, but still Florida's on the East Coast.
Yeah. So anyways,
the only reason I see Flaherty to the Braves is because the connection to Max. I don't know how close they are, but I just that's one of those things that you're like, okay.
To Max. Max Flaherty. Yeah. They're pretty tight. Them and Giolito, they're pretty tight. But
yeah, let's get them all into Atlanta tomorrow.
Dodgers in on Paxton, dude. I wanted Paxton.
I saw somebody look with his Savant page, and I was like, oh damn. But I don't know what the Red Sox are doing.
You know who was one that like somebody brought up, and I was like, that is so Alex Anthopoulos. Like, if it doesn't happen, I'll kind of be shocked. And people are going to be like, fuck, no, Steven Matz.
You know what? I did see you say that, and I looked at his
having a good year.
I was like, I actually wouldn't hate that.
Dude's having a good year, and like, we could basically get him for free. Just if we would just take like half
to me, I'm like, there's got to be somebody out there that he could just get to. Because I'm at the point now where I'm like, maybe an innings eater isn't the worst thing. But I'm like, if somebody like that was available and he wanted him, you'd think he would just.
Dodgers and Orioles seen as favorites to get Dylan Cease.
The Baltimore Orioles are finalizing a deal for Jack Flaherty.
They just got Jack Flaherty. Okay. So,
right, so Erod to the Braves?
If you're an O's fan, like, come on, dude. You got to be kind of bummed about that one. Yeah, Passon just said that Flaherty to the O's is done. Or they're finalizing it.
Yeah.
What else is going on here?
I don't know, man.
I wonder what Tommy Pham pulled. Dude, like
a 17-year-old shortstop.
Okay.
Jeremy Rodriguez.
Jeremy Rodriguez.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably some low A type of guy. 17 years old.
Orioles are closing in on a deal for Jack Flaherty. No, Jeremy Rodriguez just sounds a whole lot like Jeremy Pena to me. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why. I mean,
probably because his name's Jeremy and he's
obviously the Jeremy. Yeah, that's that would probably be the thing. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, Pham's been on a lot of teams. All right, guys. Well, 8 minutes.
8 minutes to the deadline, and the Braves have.
It depends. It's who the Braves traded for Erod. It depends if there's anyone we want. I mean, that's a big thing too. It's like obviously we have to want a player. We have to have what they want. Like it's not enough to be like, oh, we'll trade you Schuster, Grissom, and Smith-Shawver. Because then maybe like, well, we don't want that. This other team, and they probably liked what the Dodgers were offering. I just can't believe that fell through. God, I'm imagining the 6:03. The Braves are finalizing a trade to acquire Dylan Cease.
Dude,
I want something because I want there to be a live reaction of us.
I would lose my goddamn mind.
Because we found out about Iglesias when we were doing.
Yeah, we found out Iglesias on here last year, and that was pretty fucking cool.
I don't know, man. Teoscar Hernandez is another one. I just saw a tweet. The amount of people who think AA is sitting on his ass doing nothing is hilarious. And that's so true. You know, he's right now, he's got like that? 8 screens up and he's like, okay, we're talking about this. We're talking about this.
Dude,
we're talking about
they're in a fucking war room right now with like 9 people.
I really want to be just the day of the day in the life of a GM today. Like, I want to know what it's like.
You know what the worst movie ever was to show people what it's actually like to be a GM? Moneyball. Because that's not what it's like at all. They don't just pick up the phone and go, hey, what are you doing? You gonna do this guy? No, somebody else wants to. I don't think so. And they just hang up and they're like, oh, he'll call back. Like, that's not how that shit works. If you hang up on another GM, they're gonna be like, fuck you, dude.
Leave him on red.
Yeah, like they fucking blackballed Capalello for the way he treated everybody.
Depressed Teddy Roosevelt. I don't count 2020 as like a.
Yeah, dude, that was
because it had to have been. You weren't going to give up, anything for 3 weeks.
Not only
of a
that,
player.
like Alex's hands were fucking tied.
And like, there's so many
year.
teams that didn't do anything in 2020 either.
Liberty
so I
Media
really
lost
don't.
$200 million that year.
Yeah, I don't look at 2020 and say, oh, what if? And maybe I don't because we won it in 2021. But to me, 2020 isn't like I can't believe. An MLB trade deadline hard knocks. Yes! Yes! That would be awesome. You know who I also saw them talking about from the A's is Paul Blackburn, who I think I wanted last year. There was somebody from the A's I wanted last year, but they brought him up on MLB Network, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's totally like the kind of guy you just out of nowhere. It's like, oh. All right, 5 minutes.
Somebody said, prepare yourselves for the Adam Duvall and James Paxton have been acquired by the Atlanta Braves.
I'd be fine with that. Are people who'd be upset by that?
I mean, if they would be, they're stupid. That'd be a good fucking trade, dude.
Like, I'm trying to think who I would be like upset about if it ended up there. Like, instead, like if we didn't do nothing, but we actually got somebody who was somebody where I'd be like, well, what the fuck? I don't know. I
don't think that's possible right now because the team's so complete.
Right. Yeah.
But like, I don't see, like last year, I kind of felt the same way. Like going into the deadline, I was like, we're not going to do anything. If we don't do anything, it's going to be, whatever. Like, because we had already gotten a left fielder in Grossman. We had already gotten a starting pitcher in Odorizzi and gotten rid of Will Smith, which was like, right. To me, that was making, like, even though, yeah, we did.
Remember that craziness at like 11 p.m. the night before where it was like,
I don't think
Will Smith hadn't responded or something. Will Smith was like probably sleeping.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's not final because Will Smith hasn't been informed or something. And we were like, don't fuck this up, Will Smith.
Yeah, everybody was
all
so
excited to get Odorizzi, and now I'm like, you didn't do much.
This motherfucker's going to start shit, ain't he?
That was so funny. If the Tigers don't trade Eduardo Rodriguez, they're fucking nuts because he's just going to opt out and they're going to lose. They could end up getting prospects versus nothing.
They're going to trade him. Like, dude, come on. There's 4 minutes. I get it.
So apparently, I guess he would get, if he opts out, they can give him a qualifying offer. And he
right now, what they're doing is they're just making last calls and they're saying, look, this guy offered this. You're going to throw something else on there. And like, whatever the fucking best offer is, they're taking it. Like, they can't not trade him.
There's a couple guys I expected to go.
Dude, I was positive that the Cubs were going to trade Stroman until 2 days ago.
Until he started sucking.
Yeah, and that was the big thing that made me think like, maybe nobody really wants Stroman now, which I don't know, man. They're going to lose Stroman and not get anything out of him.
Yep.
I was thinking about it today. Like, the Cubs don't really have like a superstar. Have you noticed that? Like
the Cubs, yeah.
Like they just like, I guess Yankees are getting Kenyon Middleton.
The Yankees have finally made a move. 30 teams.
What? Why? The Yankees are terrible.
This tweet from one of the Giants beat writers. In all seriousness, I inquired about whether Tommy Pham would be a complete non-starter for the Giants. Was told unequivocally that they will not consider anyone with a domestic violence incident in their past, which includes Pham. They consider the jock slap and assault. So they said absolutely not. Although, can you imagine that clubhouse with Jock and Pham?
Dude, there was people like,
I'm not laughing at assault for anyone though.
I would be like, fuck Tommy Pham. I don't want that fucking guy on our team. Okay, we're getting notice here.
Phillies Rodolfo Castro.
Really?
Phillies are closing in on a deal with Pittsburgh. Bailey Falter. I don't know if you know that person who tweets "suh kid." He's funny, but he said "brah" with like 8
Oh yeah. Nola is my dad.
I don't know who he is, but he's funny.
Yeah, that dude's hilarious. Kenyon Middleton.
Dude, 2 minutes though. Like I'm expecting. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. 5 minutes from the trade deadline, and Eduardo Rodriguez is still on the Tigers. If he hasn't moved the opposite of his contract, Detroit can make him a qualifying offer. Well, okay, so that's fine. But okay.
1 minute. Yep. Let's see.
1 minute, dude.
There's still, I mean, there really are a couple out there who I would be surprised
that they didn't get moved.
Yeah.
That was like, do you remember 2 years ago when Trevor Story didn't get moved and everybody was like, holy shit, you fucking idiots.
Yep.
Cubs are high on Rayleigh, apparently.
Well, you got a minute.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up, Cubs.
I'm stress eating a salad right now.
Cubs.
Dylan Cease is staying in Chicago. He will not be traded.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts as stress eating
if the
salad.
Dodgers don't get a starting pitcher, they did all of this for nothing. Lynn, dude, come on.
I know I'm saying, but they got somebody at least. We didn't get anybody, so.
Okay, we're there. Pencils down, motherfuckers.
Pencils down. Pencils down, motherfucker.
Let's see. What's going on? Blowing me up.
We got a few minutes. And then that's going to be it. Yeah, I know Phillies wanted some sort of
Jack
outfielder.
Flaherty is finalized to the Orioles. Apparently, I'm too close to the camera. Is that correct?
What?
My wife is texting me telling me I'm too close.
Oh, is your wife on?
Yeah, she watches it on TV. I think I can hear myself.
Bob Nightingale says plenty of trades will start trickling in over the next
30
to 40 minutes. Is that really 30 to 40 minutes?
Straighten this shit out. Huh? What?
Were you answering me or were you looking
at? There we go.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to get this fucking camera straightened out.
I didn't think you were too.
I know, but she's got me. She's got me all paranoid now.
I'll be right up on that, and my head will look bigger than your head. Now everyone gets to see every pore in my
new comments.
Sweaty
What's going on here? Per Nightingale.
Yeah. So do you think you really think 30 to 40 minutes? There still could be.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why I was thinking 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Because we're on.
I remember.
I have my afternoon snack.
Dylan Cease was not traded.
All right. Well, we're here. If anyone wants to
stay
on, we're gonna just...
wait. Erod could not get a qualifying offer.
Oh shit.
So if he didn't get traded, the Tigers get nothing.
If they get nothing, then
of course though, you got to put that on the Dodgers though. Actually, no, that is their fucking problem.
They had time.
They had time, and also like they should have been prepared for that.
Yeah.
They should have been prepared. They should have went to him beforehand.
Wait, that's what I don't understand is that before they finalized something of who they were going to send, they didn't say, hey, wait a second. Do you want to go to the Dodgers or not? Yes, I wanted Cease too, but I could totally see.
Yeah, instead they're like,
in the offseason.
You're like, hey. Wait, hold on. Dylan Cease. Oh, okay. No. People are bummed because Dylan Cease was not traded to the Braves. Did you really think it was going to happen?
Like, who said that?
Just somebody in our group said that we.
Oh,
yeah. Chase, that guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
good dude.
At least he didn't go to the Dodgers.
What did we see what the Cardinals got for?
Oh no, I don't know. Did we see
Flaherty yet? All right, I'm getting anxious. Eduardo Rodriguez invoked his no try because he wanted to stay on the East Coast. He wanted to be closer to his family.
Where's his family live?
I don't know. They're on the East Coast.
There was no other team that they could make it work.
They live in Atlanta. No,
can you imagine?
Yeah. Cardinals are receiving infielder Cesar Prieto, Drew Rom. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where he was.
Yankees
he's from Venezuela. I don't know where he lives. Where his family lives. Damn, man.
Some people are so fucking annoying. People are already fucking going back to shit where I said AA never sits still at the deadline. Which, by the way, Alex Anthopoulos made 3 trades. They may not have been the huge trades you wanted them to make, but they're also the most complete team in baseball.
Right.
So even if another trade doesn't trickle across here, like
yeah.
Mets traded
Dominic Leone. Well, they're sending everyone. Wow. They are just selling off everything.
Which is crazy, dude. I kind of didn't expect that. I didn't think the Verlander deal was going to get done.
Just to think that with that payroll and the expectation that this team is selling at the deadline with expanded playoffs.
If you would have told me
absurd.
If you would have told me that on opening day, I wouldn't have believed you. No moves for the Twins at the deadline. That's insane. Oh, dude, if I was a Twins fan, I would be
right. And pissed. that's why I say, like, how many other teams would love to be in our position. We're here bitching about you didn't do this, and other teams are like, are you fucking kidding me? You have the best team in baseball. And it's like, I don't think, barring something coming through, so I really shouldn't say this until it's completely done, but like, the Dodgers didn't do anything where I'm like, oh, fuck. They're going to overtake us. What are you looking at? You're intently reading something.
Somebody said the Braves are a great team in the regular season. However, I don't think this team is built for the playoffs currently. The bullpen is inconsistent. It's the best bullpen in the National League, folks. Just to let you know. Like, across a lot of stats.
Man, I can't. If Eduardo Rodriguez doesn't get traded,
Tigers did not trade Eduardo Rodriguez. Ken Rosenthal.
Wow.
Oof.
That's it then.
You think so? I don't know. I think there's going to be little stuff coming. Alex is going to trade for somebody that like nobody thought about.
It's just, yeah. I mean, if he doesn't, I can't wait to hear what he says. It's going to be like, we shopped every aisle and we didn't find a match that we liked.
I love when he said that shit. Yeah, we're able to shop every aisle. Well, why don't we then?
We just browsed.
Yeah, that's fine. But you can't be upset with him. Mm-hmm. Ben, are you fucking around, dude? Don't do that.
Yeah, he's another. I mean, I guess the Mariners aren't like selling, so I guess it makes sense that they kept him. But
people, look, I get it. Like, everybody likes AJ Smith-Shawver, but like, the kid's got a lot of work to do, man. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't have any fastball command.
I'm just all right. We'll see.
Yep.
Chirinos gonna be the guy in the Cheerios.
Oh man, that would be.
Oh, I can't wait for the takes.
Yeah, they're gonna be fantastic if we didn't do anything.
No updates.
Actually, I already saw somebody say pathetic deadline if we didn't do anything. I am kind of surprised that nothing's coming out already.
Yeah, which it's so funny because I feel like we expected it to be.
Did you guys see that the Cubs DFA'd Trey Mancini?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough, dude.
Yeah.
I like that guy. Wow. Pretty boring 8 minutes, guys.
Colton Wong DFA'd? You want Grissom? I know a lot of these trades happened like over the last week, so like there definitely was a lot of moves, but I feel like all in all, it kind of was
a boring deadline.
Boring, yeah.
Yep.
Unless something happens in the next 20 minutes, or comes out, I should say, in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think the Braves are fine, and they don't really need to make a deal if they didn't. I mean, the deals that they have made have been enough to.
They've got
tighten the team up.
Yeah, I mean,
Bowman says no last-minute deals for the Braves this year. Okay, that's fine.
With Max Fried coming back, you know what they say.
Bednar and Keller didn't get moved.
It's like making a trade without trading anybody.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not. Pitcher's going to get
That's going to be tonight on the broadcast. He said the line. He said the line.
Why do you think our pitching will be exposed to a team like the Dodgers or D-backs? I mean, like, I don't agree with that. Like,
the chat.
We've also been really kind of riding it thin without Fried, and God, for a while there without Mentor and without Lee, and then we lost Anderson too, and Jesse, and like the Braves have been largely getting by on a 3-man rotation and using their middle relievers to get through games. So
yeah,
I think it's.
And if you don't think he tried, though, you're dumb.
The Mets got Bickford. Why?
Bickford was DFA'd, I think, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay. What the fuck?
But it's weird. It's like
Phil Bickford and Adam Kolarek.
The Marlins are getting Josh Bell. Oh, for Gene Segura.
For Gene Segura? Oh,
and Khalil Watson. Wasn't he a big prospect that they got last year?
He was, but he started a lot of shit, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like the Rangers made a bunch of moves.
I think it was Khalil Watson.
And the Angels made a bunch of moves. Wrong. But that's kind of it. Like, there's nobody else who really did that much.
Why did the Marlins not get a catcher?
Now, Ken Rosenthal says Marlins acquired Josh Bell for Garrett Cooper. So which is it?
I hate to break it to Marlins fans, Jazz. Josh Bell has been fucking awful this year. Like really bad. So I mean, I think it's.
But if they're getting rid of Gene Segura.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely dumping some stuff there, yeah. So, Garrett Cooper.
I mean, Gene Segura, it's like one of those, like, shit for shit sort of.
I don't think Josh Bell has hit a lot of dingers.
No.
He's, let's see. Josh Bell has 11 home runs this season.
What's his other stuff? His WAR and his.
It's pretty rough. -0.3.
Yeah. Marlins need thump. Well, they may get it every once in a while.
95 weighted runs created plus.
Okay. Yeah, so he's not very good, but.
I mean, I don't see why though. Like
change of scenery.
It's like everything's pretty. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's a bad move for the Marlins at all.
Ken Rosenthal. I just realized Ken Rosenthal said Marlins acquired Josh Bell from Padres. Wrong year, buddy.
Oh, okay, that's the Bell deal. Okay, well, yeah, 17 minutes. We're probably gonna jump off of here, and I guess weird that.
Yeah, kind of nothing. I mean, I expect
I think for me is how shocked are you that Vaughn Grissom is still with the Braves right now?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. I think it was worth. I mean, and again, I'm not. obviously he was trying to do something. I'm not going to be like, oh, he just was like, no, we're good.
No, I mean,
and
Alex.
Obviously, the ask for a rental was much higher than he.
Well, yeah, the market is kind of insane.
You know, like I really wonder if he tried to get Rodriguez, and then they were like,
Garrett Cooper to the Padres. Wait, what?
The fuck are the Padres doing?
I'm really fucking confused right now. Did Garrett Cooper go to the Padres or the Guardians?
I don't. The tweet that Ken had put out was deleted. The one that mentioned Garrett Cooper. So I have no idea.
Okay.
So I only see Josh Bell.
Interesting. I can't believe that the Tigers did not find a way to trade Eduardo Rodriguez. Like they just let him. They're gonna get nothing for him. They should have at least taken the best offer they had on the table.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with a team on the East Coast.
Yeah. Ryan Weathers for Garrett Cooper and I don't know
Ryan Weathers. That's a
Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Weathers. I think he was not in the major leagues, was he? I don't think he was in their rotation currently.
No. Depressed Teddy Roosevelt says all we got is checks notes. Perennial choker Brad Hand. This bullpen is cooked. The Braves bullpen is the best bullpen in the National League.
First of all, what did Brad Hand do to be a choker? Is there a specific?
I don't know.
Instance that you can recall?
I mean, Brad Hand's been a good reliever for a while, as far as I knew. I mean, does Brad Hand have a? I don't know. Interesting. Let me see. But also, we also got Pierce Johnson, who's been really good since we got him. I mean, a lot of people give him shit about that Boston game, but dude, he had.
Yeah. Yeah, and we probably, if Ozzie fields that ball, we probably win that game anyway.
Wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about, Cork Bats? Cork Bats, whoever that is, they commented on Passan's tweet that said Dylan Cease was not traded, and they said Dylan Cease was traded. And then the Dodgers got Ryan Yarbrough. That's your starting pitcher pickup?
Was he even a starter?
Not really. He hasn't been good since 2017.
Just doing things to do things, I guess.
Teddy, in 2022, he had a 1.43 ERA plus.
He was on the Rays, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Ryan Yarbrough. I think he probably was injured. And
I think people are just overreacting right now to the deadline not being what they wanted it to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans are like, wait, what?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. Yeah,
like I guess probably like Rangers fans and Angels fans are like, hell yeah. I don't think. I mean, Marlins fans, maybe let me know if you're.
Talking Jake said Luis Urias was traded to the Red Sox. It's interesting.
Luis Urias. Talking Jake.
Boston Red Sox are acquiring Luis Urias. Yeah.
Luis Urias.
What are they sending over there? Let's see.
I feel like usually when it's just like the major leaguer, and that's probably for a prospect, versus if it was for like Adam Duvall, it would say, you know, they were acquiring Adam Duvall.
This can't be right? Brad Hand's been on that many postseason rosters and never played in a postseason game.
So it's like glad we don't have to see Segura again. Dude, always was just a friggin' past.
I fucking hate that guy.
So he's in Cleveland, so unless we have to see them in the World Series, we won't have to see him till next year if he's on the team.
I mean, I gotta say, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either, if I'm being completely honest. But you know what? Stranger things have happened. If it means we're in the World Series, I would take it.
So who did Cooper go to? To the Padres?
Padres for Weathers and some prospects.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. That's a weird one. What is the Padres doing?
Yeah, because they got G-Man Choi, who's like a first baseman DH, Garrett Cooper, who's like a first baseman DH. Just a very it's like the Padres just did things to do things. There was no reason.
That's exactly what they did.
They were like, well, we didn't stand pat, but none of those moves to me, none of that is like it helped.
Preller can't swallow his pride.
Yep, exactly.
And he knew that his team was fucked.
Yep.
So he was like, no, we're buying. And he's like, Look at these guys we got. We got these guys. You know?
Yeah, come on. Hey,
look what we got.
Garrett Cooper. G-Man Choi. We'll see. You never know. Maybe they'll be there, Soler and Well, if the Braves lose tonight, oh man.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be gnarly.
The X application is going to burn to the ground.
Andy Sims said that AA in-game interview tonight's gonna be a waste of time. Yeah. I mean, I'm
wondering because he doesn't never say he says stuff without saying it, but like I'm just curious what he'll say. He's gonna give the generic like, we didn't find a deal that made sense for us long term. Such a whatever.
Yeah.
Fireside chat. Yeah.
People are mad.
Someone's my blood will be on AA's hands. What? Look, yes, we could have improved, but can people please relax? Like, come on. That's ridiculous.
Oh man, this is gonna be so fun.
Yeah, Matthew, I agree, but also like there's a part of me that loves seeing the meltdowns. As much as it annoys me, it's also like to be like to see how upset people get.
Yeah, there's that psychopath inside me that's just like, I want to feed this shit. Probably not. I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh shit! Oh, that's just confirming Yarbrough to the Dodgers. So the Dodgers had a weird deadline, right? They got
Kike Hernandez.
They got Ahmed Rosario, two bad shortstops.
Mm-hmm.
They got Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly's a good get.
Joe Kelly is like, okay, yeah, he's good. I would have taken him.
Lance Lynn, I didn't mind. I wanted Lance Lynn, but that's because the Braves just needed an innings eater.
Like now, I'm like, hell, I would have taken Lance Lynn, but I was like, oh, there's better stuff out there. I guess now I'm like, nah, I guess we couldn't get Lance Lynn. But what's funny is the Dodgers wanted like Verlander and Rodriguez and ended up with Lance Lynn and Ryan Yarbrough.
Yeah,
and like knowing the Dodgers, they'll find something with Yarbrough and they'll turn him into what he was with the Rays, but still, like,
yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be upset about not.
Because like let's think about this, right? Let's think about this. So the Phillies added a starter.
Yeah,
that's it though, right?
Oh, the Padres got Scott Barlow. Wow, they actually made a decent addition there.
Jesus, what are they doing? Give us Hater.
Oh shit. Okay, Scott Barlow. Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah. So a lot of people that could have been traded that weren't. Mitch Keller.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not. Yeah, you're right, Jazz. Padres are just Panic City. Like,
very strange.
Like Preller just can't sit still, dude. Like
no,
every
it's like, what are you doing?
Has to do a bunch of shit, and it's like, bro, that's why you're here. Yeah, they have one sports team, but like if you keep doing this to that one sports team, everybody's gonna stop watching that one sports team because you're just like.
They had to. Okay, but if they don't make the playoffs anyway, they just sent some prospects away to get
nothing.
Like, it's different than a team that's
they sent their number 14 prospect to get G-Man Choi and Rich Hill. Their number 14 prospect. That's. I mean, now their number 14 prospect isn't shit. But you say they're all in emotionally, but at the same time, like, that's not a general manager's job to be emotional. I mean, there's very few times where a general manager can be emotional.
Yeah, it can't be like reactive to what other people.
Yeah, like that's the one thing that I like. That's the one thing that drives me the fucking craziest about Alex Anthopoulos is he is just not reactionary at all.
Right.
And when the fan base is screaming for him to make a deal, he won't make a deal. Oh my God, so and so
here, I can't believe we're not doing something. It's like, why though?
Yeah. Scott Barlow to the Padres. All right, we're going to stay on here like another 5 minutes, and then we'll jump out. You know, whatever. It didn't turn out to be the deadline that I thought it was going to be.
We were hoping for a big drop while we were on here.
But that's okay. It's, I mean, interesting stuff, but it is what it is. Can't wait to watch Ohtani versus Strider. Ohtani's not starting in this.
I guess face him.
Okay.
Yeah, I made that mistake last night when somebody said something. Oh, we're facing Ohtani. I was like, we're not facing Ohtani. They're like, oh, he's not going to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that? Yes, I forgot he plays 2 positions.
Right.
Do forgive me.
Yeah. Padres need to keep Soto. They're not going to keep Soto.
No, what the Padres needed to do was trade Soto.
Yeah. Yeah, the Padres needed to trade Soto. I agree. They needed to move Tulowitzki with Toronto. Why can't he make a big trade now? Well, the Tulo trade and the David Price trade didn't work out that well. David Price trade, I guess, did. The Tulo trade did not work out well at all for Toronto. That's probably what made Alex so gun-shy on picking up big names at the deadline. Because
the people who want to act like AA doesn't make big trades, we literally made one huge one over the offseason and another huge one the previous offseason.
Right.
Like, so don't act like, oh, he hugs his prospects and doesn't want to send, like,
and extended both of them.
Right.
Like 3 years.
He absolutely a long time. Is not afraid to make the right trade.
Max Fried is
we'll see what he says tonight.
Yeah.
He won't give us anything tonight. He's going to be vague.
No,
absolutely.
Alex
I'm just
never
looking forward to
anything,
seeing what he says.
Now, I am interested to see what he does this offseason. Like, Alex likes to trade. He doesn't like free agency. He just doesn't go out there and make big splashes in free agency.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alex is a weird general manager. He's the best general manager in sports to most people. Like, definitely the best general manager in baseball right now. But he does it in such an unconventional way from the way that other general managers do it. And that's why everybody looks at what the Braves front office is and says, that's what I want my team's front office to be. I want them to, keep leaks from getting out. And it's just like, you think that until you're a fan of that. And then it's fucking
right.
torture.
Like some of the stuff that comes out about like the Mets. I'm like, I can't imagine like any single, you breathe a breath about somebody. It's like, oh, so-and-so's, and it's like, because it's, and that's what's so funny about it is like, there's so many people
Yeah.
That he's like probably called about or talked to or this. Remember the thing with Kirby Yates before the 2021 season?
Yeah.
That we had apparently like had a deal in place.
We had
and
a
then
deal
the
in place
medical
with him.
thing.
Yeah, he came and took a physical.
We didn't even know about it. Like how many times do you think that's probably happened? Where
6 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
So that's why people like act like he's not doing anything because you don't know about it, and that's
he's so quiet, dude. Like,
so what happens?
It's that, and then there's been some other things that came out, and we're like, he did what? Like, who's trying to get what? Who? Like, what the fuck? I'm trying to think about what some of those things were. We always find out like late, like way later that he was in on this guy or whatever, like. And the Yates thing is a perfect example. He made an offer, had a deal in place, and nobody heard a word of it.
Yeah, and it's just funny what if it fell through because of medicals, what happened with Toronto that they were like, no, it's fine, and still signed him anyway, and then he needed Tommy John. So like, thank God.
And honestly, Yates has been pretty good this year.
Yeah, he's put it together, I think.
All right. Well, it's 6:30.
It is 6:30.
So didn't get anything. That's okay. Braves, whatever. They're already the best team. It is what it is. The only thing the only thing I really wanted was a starting pitcher.
Yeah, so that's what I thought we would get a pitcher too.
Yeah, so. And didn't
Braves acquiring AAA pitcher Max Fried. The Braves are calling up another hot prospect, and this one's the hottest of them all.
I think the Braves are fine though. They're going to be okay.
I mean, they were already fine. It just would have been an opportunity to improve the team, but it is what it is.
Right.
It is what it is.
So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys coming out to chat with us, fuck around, laugh.
Yeah, sorry there wasn't much action. We were hoping for more, but still
that's
fun.
Okay. Some years it's gonna be like that. Some years it'll be fucking insane.
Some years you get Iglesias as a buzzer beater.
Yeah, yeah. Some years you do. Some years you don't. That's okay.
But yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Thanks for coming out. You guys have a good one
on Twitter. Bye, everyone.
Peace out.